Yo, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another THOR Media Gloss Garage podcast. And today we have two special guests, which is Eddie Cologne from obviously ECDetails and the House of Rags, and same thing with Ivon Lacroix from DIY Detail. Thank you guys for coming on this podcast. Appreciate you guys coming on.
Thanks for having us.
And dude, I'm excited. I'm excited. And obviously, of course, with the title of the Rinseless wash is the iconic or Ivonic, we like to say. And we're just going to be talking about and also showcasing a couple of other products, which I have here, which I used one towel of this already, which is the House of Rags as well. Their Rinseless Diva towel. And of course, their Stay Strong detail spray.
How do you like to stay strong, Sock?
You said what?
How do you like to stay strong detailer?
Dude, it doesn't streak. You just spray it on and it just flashes off nicely. Leaves a nice slick finish. It smells like bubblegum mixed with what? It's like bubblegum something, right?
I don't know. And I know the new one's going to be like Apple Orchard.
Apple Orchard. What about you? Is it going to smell like the DIY Rinseless? Howdy. Isn't Apple Orchard kind of like the DIY scent, the Rinseless?
A little bit. Not ours is green apple, so be a little off.
Yours is green apple.
Yeah, a little different.
Gotcha. Can't wait for it. What color is going to be?
And for those,
it's going to be blue.
It's going to be blue.
Yeah.
Nice. But yeah, let me get the Rinseless wash, which I have already on here.
I've never done one of these where we just watch a man wash a car and talk.
I'm sorry. It's just
this
is just a quick live. You guys could joke on me all day. Obviously, I'm not going to do the roof because I can't reach it. So,
Ivan, while he's doing this, the people want to know iconic. The more they use it, the more they love it. Are you ever going to bring this back? Because they're getting pissed off.
We're looking at the possibilities of it. So it might end up being a C6 rinseless wash. We're thinking about it. You know, like we say, the price point is a little too high for most people, but people are liking it. People are really digging it. It is a fun product to use. It's not something that, you know, for a professional detailer, they're going to use every day. But for the enthusiast that likes washing the car every couple of weeks and just wants to have fun in doing it, I think that's a good place for the iconic rinseless wash.
Hey, Sock, you needed to shake that bottle. Did you shake it?
Yes, I did shake it because it does leave a little like film, like a yellow.
Don't ever say that out loud. It doesn't leave any film. Okay,
not a film, but it's just you got to shake it up.
Yeah, there's a bit of separation.
Yeah, it separates a bit.
Yeah.
Version 2 of that, I didn't probably fix that separation, but all you gotta do is mix it up and you're good to go.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't take much to shake.
What is he doing?
What? Capfuls.
Yeah. No? That's fine.
Yeah, you're good. I'm kidding, bro. I use a measuring cup. You're doing the Ivon Lacroix method. Ivon, what was your first thought when we set out to collaborate on a project?
Well, I thought it was a cool idea, and you know that's where when I brought out the idea of the rinseless wash, because you guys wanted a rinseless wash product, and this formula already existed when we were working on DIY V2. This was one of the formulas that the chemist came up with. And like I said, you know, it's a little expensive to produce, or very expensive to produce for that matter. You know, the profit margin isn't quite there with it. But for a specialty item, for a one-off like the collaboration we've done, I thought it was a great idea. And so did you, obviously. And when you tried it, you liked it. Same thing with our good friend Jamie. So Iconic was born.
Here's
and then
what
you guys
I'm
came
about.
up with that funky logo.
You love the logo.
That was one of the questions.
Listen, Ivon said he pulls out. We had this video that we shot when I hurt my shoulder. He pulls out this bottle out of his jacket, and he said, "Do whatever you want with it." So I made it the color blue, and I made it cherries.
Yeah.
And then when he said, "Do whatever you want with it," Sock, what's that sound like? Do whatever you want with it.
Yeah, do whatever you want with it. You gave free reign.
Yeah. So we took. I talked to our designer, and the thought was, how can we show that it's Ivon on the bottle? He hates it, by the way. He hates that logo.
It's kind of funny.
So bad, but I was like, it's a shout out to like Whoville. You ever seen the Whoville? Like those little people with the mustache.
Yeah.
No,
No,
You never seen it, Ivan?
What
no.
is he? Look, he knows how to wash a car. I mean, he taught this man well. First impression, sock.
First impression, the smell is very good. That you smell it. It's not too strong. It's not, but it smells nice. It's slick under the Rinseless wash sponge, and then this is the dirt and grime.
Dunk it.
And
Let's see what happens. Show me the
let's see the
dunk.
dunk test. I'm just gonna do that. Flip it around on the other side without the grit guard, and look, it's already clean. Shit. I mean, sorry.
It's all right. It's all right.
Look at that.
So
Look
after
at that.
Nick's
It's clean.
podcast with Chris from the forget the name of his company, Detailers Roadmap. I
And let
think
me
if
show
you
you. This
haven't been
car is
canceled after
sturdy.
that one, you're not going to get canceled.
Oh yeah. I mean, I had to turn that down because my kids were in the room. I was
Yeah,
like, oh Lord. Thor Media, Nick at Night is rated R, guys.
yeah, yes. Some guests are definitely rated R. Nick
Sock, what
himself isn't, but let's say that Chris.
Here is, I'm gonna use a Diva towel with the.
whoa. Before you you molested it. We need a panel of you just drying it to tell us how the dry off is.
Oh no, I'm gonna do that here in the back where it's super dirty. That's why I showed how dirty this car is.
What car is this, Sock?
It's my cousin's car, the
Okay.
Audi
What protections
Q5.
on it?
Uh, it's 2 years in. I think it's the OP, self healing.
Okay.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
So, I just love the Stay Strong detail as well, man. It's just look that just flashes clean. Everything is. That's it.
There's a question on
How
the
are you
board here
liking
that
the
says
Diva?
what? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Ivan.
Oh, just asking how does he liking the Diva? So.
Oh, the Diva, love it. Love this bad boy right here. Apparently, according to Eddie, he did it specifically for me for some special reason. Do you have a story behind that, Eddie?
So what happened was I make fun of Sock all the time, Ivan. And we had Jamie at the house when we were naming towels, right? So we came out with the goat. And we thought to ourselves, you know what? The one person who complained that this towel's too heavy, Ivan, is Sock. So then the Diva line came out of, for Sock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never complained once about a towel being heavy.
Yeah, all the time, dude. We complain about everything.
So here I'm doing this whole spraying it down. And I got some in here in the seam. So
Hey, Ivan, there's a question on the board here. It says, what inspired Eddie to make the iconic Rinseless? How did the combo how was the combo like with Ivan? I always wanted to collab. Ivan, so
Yep.
a lot of people don't know is that Ivan's one of those people that I really look up to since I started detailing. He was the first one I watched on his other channel, the Detailer's Business Academy, where he always talks about, you got to have X amount of ceramic coatings in stock. And I took all that to heart, right? When he came out with that.
Oh, you surpassed that. You have way too many in stock. But anyways.
Oh yeah, okay. But I sell them though. I do sell them. So but you always said if you go from 10 to 15 and you get down, buy 20 more. So I took that to heart. You didn't say chemicals, but I took the whole chemical part to heart too. So the dream was when we started THOR, man, what would be cool is we sell DIY. And how cool would it be to collab with Ivan to create something that is a THOR exclusive that he has his fingerprints all over? And that's where I asked Ivan, and Ivan was like, "Okay." First, he asked, "What did you want to do?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "It'd be cool. Rinseless wash." Go ahead, Ivan.
Yeah. No. To me, it was a natural to do a rinseless wash, and the idea of a exclusive THOR collaboration is fun. You guys have really, in a good way, disrupted the industry. The THOR model, your business model that you and Jamie have come up with, is just exceptional. Having distribution almost worldwide out of the gate, and having so many different products, to consumers that a lot of them no one's seen before, no one's heard of before. I know ours is, one of the more popular ones that you've got, but you've got a lot of really interesting sort of niche product lines, especially the ones you're bringing in from the UK. And I know you guys are shopping worldwide. There's Katiba coming soon and a
Yep.
few others. So really a cool business model that you guys have there.
You know what's one thing I've noticed so far with this rinseless wash? Even just spraying it on the panel, it doesn't it breaks down all that dirt and grime real quick. And also just drying it, no streaks on the glass.
I'm telling you, dude,
off.
Ivan is
Very nice.
You remember when he came out with C6 and everybody thought he was full of crap?
Yeah.
This is that same if money was no option.
So why don't you just make something like this? Because this is like your brainchild, you said, right, Ivan? You said this was something that you've always wanted. This is something that ideally is what you think a rinseless should be, no?
Yes and no.
One of your formulations?
It's one of the formulas. It is, like I said, it's a great formula. It's probably the best one out there, but the cost is there, and people are cost conscious, obviously. And the problem with that, or the issue with that, is you have the best rinseless wash in the market, but it takes a certain customer to want to pay that amount. And if you look at the rinseless wash you're using there versus Nemesis versus the regular DIY rinseless wash, there is a difference in use, and you've pointed out a couple things so far. But at the same time, is it enough a difference for the majority of people to say, I'm going to spend an extra 50% on this? And for a lot of people, the answer is no. A lot of the complaints or the comments, the negative comments we get about the Iconic Rinseless Wash is the price. No one else has commented badly about the performance of it. They comment about the price. So as our DIY detail rinseless, it's not a good fit because of that price point. But for a special item like the collaboration here, or maybe for C6, we'll see. Put it down in the comments. Do you want to see this as a C6 rinseless wash in the future? If yes, we might listen to you.
The thing about this too, Ivan, is a lot of people don't understand that.
Back up a second. Sock, you ever heard me say on the verge of dripping?
Yeah, he got that.
Yes. I could have swore I heard on the verge of I don't know.
That was more on the verge of flooding.
Yeah, that was horrendous. Can you do that again? Because that was terrible.
Do it again? Yeah, I'm gonna do it
again.
again.
Like half a bucket. Look, your sponge is like pre-spraying the panel again, bro. That's horrendous.
Yeah. So actually what you're doing there, Sock, is actually more dangerous, because what's happening now is the rinseless wash, instead of being absorbed into the Iconic sponge, is actually flooding onto the panel, which can seem like a good thing, but in reality, you want the sponge to absorb the dirt off the panel and not put it on the panel.
You need to drain that more.
Yeah.
This more?
Yeah.
Bro, that's not on the verge of dripping. That's wet. That's like I went to the swimming pool bathroom wet.
Yeah.
This is dry.
No, it's not.
That's good. That's the way it should be.
This isn't dripping.
It's on the verge. It's almost dripping.
Squeeze the sponge and find out. No, you need to put it back in the bucket. Look, now we're gonna have to teach this man how to rinse this wash. He's horrendous.
Well, Eddie, remember, his hands are really small.
I got the Whopper Junior hands. I got this. I got. Everybody knows that.
Let me see the sponge, bro.
Whopper Junior hands. Give me 1 sec. Let me pre-spray right here on this quarter panel. Then we'll do it again.
Hey, but Ivan, what people don't know too is with the rinseless wash, right? When you remove water and you use more activity in it, the cost goes up because you're adding more raws to the formula.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. And like you said, this was, the fruit of going to the chemist and saying, if money were no object, make us a rinseless wash. That's what we have here. And, with the C6 ceramics, same deal. That's a little too wet. Give it a half squeeze.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
Now you got it. Yeah.
It's just dripping on the other side.
Yeah.
You see how it's not dripping down the panel like it was soaking it? That's what you want. Yeah. How does it feel slickness wise? That sponge, Ivan, that sponge you're keeping, right? You're bringing that full time.
Yeah, the sponge we're definitely keeping. It'll be a lower cost option to the legacy sponge. And some people like the idea of having the red on both sides. And I've never understood this, and maybe you guys can explain it to me. Why do people want to see the dirt on their sponge? Because to me, your wash process, you don't have to look at the sponge. You know, you've gone over the panel, you flip the sponge, you've gone to the second panel, you know both sides are dirty, put them in the water or in the rinseless wash bucket, squeeze it out till it's on the verge of dripping, and you're ready to go again. You don't have to look at the sponge.
I'm
With
going to
me
answer that
is
question. Go ahead. Go ahead, Stock.
yeah, with me, I feel like people like that satisfaction of seeing that that dirt be released from the actual grime. It feels like you're doing something, kind of how like you always say with the soap. Why do people enjoy soap more? Because they
Yeah.
associate themselves with the whole foaming process as being super clean versus a rinseless method. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
And it is satisfying. Look, I'm gonna show you the sponge. Completely clean. Look at that on both sides.
Yeah.
On a super dirty, salty vehicle. I don't know about Eddie. What about you?
Iconic is probably the rinseless wash I want to chase for cheap, but it's hard to do. You really can't. You have to increase activity. You have to increase surfactants. You have to increase the polymer, and then you have to make it harmonize, right? Because a lot of people think that you could just put surfactants and polymers into and homogenizer. I can't even say the word, and mix it, and it's all good to go. Some of them don't blend together. Some of them don't work well together, and causes issues.
No, they really don't. So.
And now that Eddie, now that you're part of, you know, formulations and you have your own company, and like you're saying, finding the cost and balance, you know, what is some of those besides that challenge? You know, your idea is always to make a great rinseless wash as well, right? So what is it different raws and like you said, some of the mixtures that don't work, or is it the scent that you add that you want specifically inside a rinseless wash? Because there's people that make some rinseless washes and it just stinks. It just doesn't smell good, but works well. So what's that
For
balance?
me, it's what a lot of people don't understand is when you want something that doesn't foam, that's naturally a foamer, you lose performance. So then the question is, because when you add the foamers to it, that drops that it counteracts what cleans. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
So to me, it was learning how do you make it clean as good as it can while still getting what people want. That's the
Right.
one thing I had to learn throughout all this because people don't understand is you can use 4 different surfactants, but IPAs or the foamers that you put in it to level out the foam causes significant performance issues. That's been the fun thing to test and see and do.
Oh,
gotcha.
and by the way he's positioned the camera, I think we're about to do a rinseless rim job.
Yeah, rinseless rim job.
Yeah, there you go.
Typically, for rim jobs, you like to start from the back and very wet and lubricated, but you
Yeah.
know, on the back wheel. But you know, for
Yeah.
this time, we're just gonna start here on the front side.
Okay, very good.
Let's see how well. Let's.
And for those of you that are new on THOR Media, first of all, subscribe, hit the notification bell. But Sock has a very New York accent because he is in Queens, and some people have teased Sock for using the term rim job for cleaning the wheels. And for those of you that are not familiar with the Queens, vernacular, it actually is a good description of cleaning wheels because they call them rims. They don't call them wheels. So it's not a wheel cleaning to him. If a customer comes to Sock and says, I want a rim job, he knows exactly what they mean. He means they got really nasty wheels that need to be cleaned.
Yep.
But other parts of the country, people might think something a little different. So just know that we're people tease Sock because of his New York accent.
Look at.
I
I
think
just
Sock's
like the way it
hilarious.
just breaks down that there. And the reason why I'm putting this on the sun side is I want to see how it reacts in the sun. You see how it's steaming already? And the car hasn't been driven at all. So
what's the temperature like in New York today?
It's like, what's the weather in New York? Ivan asked.
Right now it's 50 degrees over here. Nice and warm. You're from Canada. 40 degrees is nice.
Now, for
For
those
knowing
of you that
Ivan,
don't know, yeah, I'm in I'm in Florida right now, so it's 70 degrees, so we're good. But actually, a little more than that. But yeah, the being able to wash outside in the cold, and right where you are now, it's not that cold, but I've seen you wash with snow around you, and a rinseless helps that. It makes it easier, and the thickness of the iconic rinseless wash, it stays active longer and it doesn't dry as quickly as other rinseless washes on the market.
and that and that's one of those things that I noticed between the iconic um and the other one before as well with Nemesis is like you said, like the wetting agents, it doesn't, you know, dry quickly. So it's
Yeah.
one of those things. I just like the slickness of this, man. This thing is, I'm sorry I'm not talking much, but it's, it's just cleaning the barrel of the rims. It's very nice.
I like what I like about it is the combo. So the sponge really does. Here's what I learned. There's a lot of sponge that atomizes foam. Like mine, I'm gonna just be honest. My Nemesis sponge, the foam, the composite of the foam is, I think the cell structure is too small, so it atomizes surfactant based rinselesses, meaning it makes it foamy. Yours, Ivan, your red
Yeah.
one, insane. When you break it in, usually 4 or 5 washes, no foam.
Yeah. And by the way, speaking of Thor Media, there are great podcasts every day, and I mean literally every day on the House of Rags. And this Saturday, I've got a podcast on the evolution and how rinseless wash sponges are designed and built. So that'll be a good one to watch Saturday night, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
What was your first design? Like all right, here Ivan. Well, we're watching Sock do the rim job here. So, how was
Yeah,
your
yeah.
first when you designed your new polisher? Which I think if we're this video launches Friday, so Ivan, you're launching
No,
that thing today.
yeah. Well, you launched a video the other day on ECDetails, but you're talking about our polishers here. So yeah. So the design process of the polisher was 5 years in the making. The reason for that was simply, when cordless polishers started to be more popular, I really loved the idea of a cordless polisher. I hated the battery placement because it unbalances the tool. It doesn't feel natural, and your hands are too close together on those tools. So I wanted the feel of a corded polisher without the cord. That's why we're calling them cord-free polisher. We've freed them of the cord, but your hand placement is the same as on a corded polisher, and so is the balance. So you've got about 80% of the weight over the pad and just about 20% on the handle itself. So it acts just like a corded polisher. It feels like it. It's balanced like it, and it works like it as well. And we have a brushless motor, obviously, so lots of power there. The 5 amp hour battery at 20 volts gives you a good working time. And the battery charger is another place that I put a lot of R&D into. So our battery charger is a quick charging or sequential charger, meaning that the first 20% or the first 80% takes about 20 minutes. It charges really fast, and then it slows down, just like charging an EV. It slows down and does that last 20%, takes a little longer, but it's filling in the holes precisely, making sure that all those little electrons are well placed and happy, and then you're ready to use again. But if you're in a rush, put it on the charger. 20 minutes later, it's at 80%. You're going to get a very good working time out of it and have fun. So, Sock,
Uh,
how'd the rim job go for you?
Rim job went great as always. I do a perfect job as always. But
Yeah,
overall,
yeah, yeah.
my first impressions, damn man, I really like this thing. Not gonna lie. That's why I bought two. One's gonna be a collection item, and I'm gonna keep it forever until I guess you come up with one, or I don't know if you guys gonna have this as a seasonal thing eventually, probably once a year, once every 2 years, whatever the case may be. But overall, this thing is awesome. This
What do
thing
you
is
how do you rank it, like, in a sense, like what makes it awesome? You can't just use slickness as a term, because slickness to me,
all right.
rinseless washes clean without slickness.
All right, look. So in terms of just in general, what makes it awesome is obviously besides the subjective ones of just it being some slicker than others or or the scent in itself. What makes it awesome to me at the moment is the way the minute it contacts, and this is salt and dirt, and this car hasn't been washed in 3 months, pretty much the same time before I did my personal vehicle. It breaks down that salt right away, like on contact. You could just see it go on, and you could tell it's like surfactant heavy in terms of like how sometimes when you spray on the panel, it doesn't beat up like some polymer rinselesses, but it just sits there, breaks down that dirt, breaks down that grime, and then of course once you put it on the panel, it has that good lubrication. It doesn't feel like a dry, heavy surfactant type of rinseless wash. Is this just pure surfactant, or is it just or is a hybrid but more surfactant heavy?
It's a hybrid, more surfactant heavy.
Yeah. So, and then overall, just the drying process, it feels slick. It didn't streak the glass not once. And that's something that most surfactant heavy type of rinseless wash, I think you already know with a bunch of other rinseless wash, but the surfactant heavy ones, they tend to streak on the glass and not flash off as easily. So, and then in terms of look how the rims came out too. This was just with the rinseless wash. This is the before. Crazy salt in there, even in the barrels.
Mm-hmm.
All that. And we just did a rinseless, just a quick agitation. And look. Nice and clean.
Good.
On something that hasn't been clean in 3 months.
Yep.
So overall, it's just a great rinseless. I love the smell. Like Eddie says, keep the sponge. I like that red sponge. I like the view of it too. It just makes it feel, I don't know, makes it feel more Ivan like. It just brings vintage Ivan back.
That's a good way of putting it.
Right? It's just that's what it is. It just
you.
brings Ivan back. It's just like, yo, this is the Ivan I know. This is everything. This is I just love the sponge. I just love it. Let me grab it here.
Hey guys, if you watch this video, you know that Sock didn't know how to do a rinseless wash because he was flooding the panel with the sponge.
Yeah. It's whatever. I was flooding the panel. So what? Sue me. But yeah, so in terms of the polishers that we were talking about as well, you guys brought it up. When you guys are watching this vehicle, when you guys watching this video, it will be on a Friday, 8 p.m. But the DIY cordless polishers, or cord free is called, right, Ivan?
Yeah, cord free. Yeah.
Cord free polishers will be out. So they will be already out then. And Eddie, you guys are carrying already on your website?
If it doesn't sell out.
If it doesn't sell out, all right. Because
look, the last time this man dropped something was Hysterica, right? I bought I knew, look, I had a feeling. When he dropped his wax a couple weeks ago, I knew right when he put it on the website, it sold out. I bought one. Sold out 2 minutes later, dude.
Dude, yeah. I couldn't even buy one. I was at work when they released it. I was like, all right, it's lunchtime. 2 hours later, gone. Everything was sold out. I was like, oh.
No, it wasn't 2 hours later. It was literally during the
podcast.
No,
I said I got back on it 2 hours later after, because I was listening to the podcast as or the release video. And I said, I'm on lunch. 2 hours later, it's gone. But I heard it was sold out in like 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
Wild.
It was
a little longer, but yeah, it didn't take long. The wax will be back, not only in DIY Detail, but House of Rags as well, in about a week and a half from now. So hopefully a little sooner, but depends on shipping and things like that.
Yeah. And then last but not least, before we don't waste too much time, because we already did the quick rinseless, quick demo on the entire, this came out amazing. And then of course, last but not least, let's talk about what you guys also carry, Eddie, which I really like. Is this is such a very affordable towel that you guys have, and it's not a small size either. So yeah, what made you decide to go
good
with
size
bigger towels?
That's a good question. I want to be transparent, so I don't do. I'm vocal in the sense that I'll bring things up and ask questions and things of that nature, but I'm not one to be like, oh, this towel looks good, that towel looks good. That's a Jamie thing. We're working on a baby goat version, because the goat was my idea. So Jamie wanted a towel that people can use for rinseless washes that they could put over their shoulder. They could walk around the car not having to carry a huge towel. That was easy to manage. That could dry a whole car. So if you take one of those and you do a rinseless wash, you could dry a whole car with one of those Diva towels.
Yeah, and those
Yep.
and they're very absorbent. What I
No, they're a
ended up
really good
doing is
twist loop as well.
correct. And the other thing is that I enjoy about this towel is I kind of do what Ivan does, which is like what he calls like the squeegee type of method. So he has two towels. I have two Divas. One will be like spray on,
Yep.
squeegee, suck up all that water, and then whatever slight once that gets oversaturated, you could just grab another towel and just keep on going. But overall, it's just one towel did this whole half of the car. So
Yeah.
and it's not that's what I like. It's not a cheap size. You guys gave three decent sized towels. Like these aren't small towels, and they're very absorbent. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I just like this touch as well. You know.
Yeah, and something that maybe not everyone knows, but all the Thor towels, not just some, all the Thor towels are premium Korean microfiber 70/30 blend.
Appreciate
They're
it.
not Chinese, they're not knockoffs, they're not someone else's design. No, they're purpose manufactured for the House of Rags. Even DIY, we're going to be switching our towels to the same manufacturer as the House of Rags because they will be DIY towels powered by the House of Rags. So we're
Nice.
collaborate. We'll be continuing on the collaboration with that. That's a
So
few
what?
months still to come. But yeah, no, just the quality that the House of Rags. Jamie is by far the most towel geek person I have ever met.
Oh,
Uh,
next
you
level.
know, Jamie definitely knows his microfiber in, out, sideways, backwards, and upside down, and he has a very not only a very good knowledge of microfiber, but a very good knowledge of what detailers want and what they need in a microfiber. So there are some towels that, like the Diva towel, that's Jamie's invention. That's Jamie's idea. Like Eddie was saying, the towel over the shoulder, being able to do the rinseless wash, working in direct sunlight and just working one section at a time. You're not having to put the towel down, and it's not this big, wet, heavy, soppy thing on your shoulder. So it was just, a great invention of Jamie's, and though more and more things will be coming from Thor in terms of microfiber. It's just spectacular. So.
That's great. That's great to hear. Now that you guys are, like you said, powered by the House of Rags, have your own designated towels, and I mean, look, and this is what I love about just the House of Rags in general, and same thing with the collaborations. Just you guys always go for more. It's not just something just stay stagnant and copy somebody else. So
Yeah, we
that's something
wanted we wanted Thor to be driven by the culture, but also wanted to bring brands from every walk of life. Like, dude, we have all the UK brands that we think are great. I think there's probably more, right? There's probably more, but in my opinion, I feel like we have the top three that we wanted to carry. And that was a Yumcar, Garage JRP, Mile Deep. Then we have Korean brands like Katapa's going to be massive. And then we're working on bringing on the last brand from Korea.
Yeah.
And that one is going to be, it's going to be a heavy hitter. We have American brands, DIY, Chemex, Phoenix EOD, Blue Collar. We have
yeah,
our brands that we're making, right? So
Yeah.
we wanted to bridge the gap. Oh, we have the Italians, bro. We have both Italian brands that are just insane. And Novacare and Lavo Cosmetica. So, and we're blessed, man. We got Naziol from Turkey. So
And
I just
Scissor.
think we got
Yeah.
Visitor. Yeah, we got Visitor from Germany. Yeah, and we got Padcar. Padcar is coming. They're an Italian company that's been creating compounds since 1960.
Yeah.
And they got their own pads. So there's a lot, man. We
Innova.
have a lot to store. And
Yeah.
Novacare. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I have so many
So
brands. I
yeah,
don't even know them.
Thor is really multinational in both senses. They ship just about everywhere in the world, or you guys are working on it as quickly as logistics will allow, but it's getting there very soon. But at the same time, you're also going around the world to pick these brands. You're handpicking these brands. They're brands that you and Jamie really enjoy, and not only are the products good, but the people behind the products are good as well. So that's something. You guys aren't just looking at the product itself, you're looking at the company behind the product, the owners of the companies you're talking with Katiba. Of course, he had a trainer, but nonetheless, just a great thing you're building here. So,
Yeah, the cool
and
thing
of
about that
course,
too,
Thor
Sock, is like
Media, all the great
Thor
podcasts
Media's
every
yeah,
day.
yeah. Thor Media is ESPN. That's what we wanted Thor Media to be. But for me, like having Apex now, I forgot, man. I gotta name these brands because they're gonna Apex, Armor Detail Supply, Auto Fiber. Like we have Bio Bombs, dude. We Car Pro. We got the best brands at
Yep.
the house
Yeah.
currently, in my opinion.
Alrighty, everyone. So we're 40 minutes in, and I got just one last message for everybody. So pretty much just to sum up everything, appreciate your time, Eddie and Ivan, for coming on, and this iconic rinseless wash idea was just a phenomenal idea. Same thing with bringing vintage Ivan back. It just brings back memories of just having the red sponge in itself, and then also, like Ivan said, and same thing with Eddie, the House of Rags is just one place where you guys can get everything. Guys and girls can get every type of detailing product in one place. You don't have to pay for multiple shipping. If you like a couple things from a certain brand, grab DIY stuff. If you like stuff from Labo Cosmetica, you could grab it there at the House of Rags. You like the detail code products, and same thing with their towels. Everything is just in one place. And then obviously you're able to save a lot more in shipping because now you can reach that cost, because it's like I call it like the Costco of detailing, but this time it's like the best of the best brands that is just not the same compared to everywhere else, because everybody carries X brand and this brand. It's just a place where you can venture off and look at other great quality brands that people are actually innovating to make things a lot better, and I don't know, I just love it. You guys
Sock.
could go on the House of Rags, use code DMS at checkout, save yourself 10% off. Give me an HBO special, hit that subscribe button, help a brother out, because I need some subscribers, bro. Nobody subscribing, but
Yeah.
nah, that's about it. Anything else for you guys? Anything you guys want to touch up on?
Now let Ivan go first.
No. Well, no, just thanks for having us. And yes, DMS10 at checkout. Don't forget that one.
Yeah.
And one thing that Thor Media is doing that most other places aren't doing, these podcasts, they're actually paying guys like Sock to do these podcasts. And it's not, they're not getting your Sock is not going to get rich off of this. But this takes time. This takes effort from all the content creators. They're putting that effort in. They're taking the time to do this. They're doing the research. If you look at, Chelsea, when she does an interview, or Nick, when he does an interview, they do hours and hours of research on that person beforehand, unless they've known them for years. But a lot of times they're doing a lot of research, and that takes time. So Thor is respectful enough of content creators to actually pay them. Same thing, there are some companies that they might give you a discount code. They get 0 cents off of that. They're just, giving that company or giving the distributor a leg up. Whereas with Thor, you're getting 10% off, and Sock is also getting a commission. So if you really like Sock, you can use code DMS10. If you don't like Sock,
Use
then you
Jamie
can
10.
you can use someone else's code. But but if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed, do subscribe, and use DMS10. Sock is a great guy. His hands are small, and he's moving soon, so he needs help. He has to hire movers. So I don't know. You've announced it already that you're moving, Sock, I believe?
Yes, I am moving
Or
to
is
South
this
Carolina, Myrtle Beach.
okay, you have.
So,
Okay. I didn't jump the gun on that one. Yeah.
no.
So Sock is moving soon. So if you're in the greater New York City area and you want one last chance to get your car detailed by Sock before he moves to the Carolinas, reach out to him. You
One
might have a
last
few little openings left, Sock.
Yep. Well, you guys could come in for one last detail and one last deep rim job, and we'll be good to go.
Yeah.
So,
And we lost Eddie. Okay.
Oh my lord, the way you say
Well,
oh my
so a
gosh.
rim job is just cleaning the faces of the
I
wheel.
know.
A deep rim job is doing the barrels, the calipers, making sure the tires are properly dressed, all of that. So yeah.
Shout out to Rim Jobs.
Yep. All right. So appreciate you tuning in, Eddie. Any last words before we
Guys,
go?
want to thank everyone
There
for
actually is a
supporting.
product out there. Yeah.
Want to thank everyone for supporting Thor Media, for supporting some people like Sock and the rest of the team. Also, if you haven't yet, went to Thor. There's new stuff being added. We're coming to the last song, meaning we have 3 more releases and we're done. And this time it's just focusing on growing what we have and taking care of our brands that trusted us to bring them over. So if you haven't yet, give a gander to those things on the site that you could never get before. Because how I started this off, Sock, was when I started YouTube, I bought everything myself from overseas and I used it before it came to the US. So these have been tested. They have been dude, they've been through the ringer, and I'm just excited. But that's all I got, Suck.
All right. Appreciate it. Thank you guys. And other than that, I will see you guys next week. Peace.